incredible coach and mentor for me.
I mean, I've always had a great relationship with Bill, but ever since I got to the Bucks, there just hasn't been any contact at all.
Okay, so that started out really good, and then it got a little bit decreasingly good, and now it's going to get way worse. Brady's former teammate Danny Amendola was not singing anybody's praises, certainly not those of Bill Belichick, yesterday. Listen to this.
When you see Patriot Way in the dictionary, it's going to have Tom Brady's name next to it. None of those coaches threw any passes. None of those coaches caught any passes. They got guys in the right position because they watch a lot of film and they spend all their time at the facility. But Tom Brady is the Patriot way, and that's the reason why Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl right now, and the Patriots aren't.
So that is what Danny Amendola said. Jeff Saturday, what do you think of that?
Danny Amendola is high. Put that up there, bro. Are you kidding me? I mean, are you kidding me, dude? Listen, I'm sure he's Brady's boy. I'm sure he's all of those things. But give me a break, man. Hey, in case anyone's confused, in the 20 years that Tom Brady spent with the Patriots defense gave up 18 points a game. 18 points. You don't think you're going to win a lot of games in the NFL giving up 18? Of the 6 championships, his defense was in the top 10, all of those wins. Like, it does matter. I love Tom Brady. I think what he's done has been absolutely remarkable. Give the coach some credit, man. It is an and conversation, not an or. It is an and. They were as successful as they were because they worked together. But Bill Belichick had the game plan to put it together from a defensive perspective, special teams, and offense. So all this idea that one guy gets all the credit is laughable. Danny Amendola, I don't know what got into him, but he is straight up high. I don't know if he's in California, Colorado. I'm not sure what other states is legal, but he's in one of them states right now. I'm just letting y'all know.
Okay, fair enough. Swagoo, I was looking through your notes, and you had an interesting take on this. What did you think when you heard that conversation?
I tend to agree more. Now, I know that it's not all Tom Brady, and Tom Brady is not responsible for it all. But, G, you know me, I've been players. Players make great coaches. Trust me, they overcome coaching a lot, and Bill Belichick is not immune to that. Nick Saban, one of the greatest college coach that's ever done it. I played for him, had to overcome coaching at times. Greg Popovich, I'm sure Tony Parker and Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and David Robinson had to overcome coaching. The bottom line is this. There's a correlation between the greatest of all times and the greatest coaches. Phil Jackson, right, won championships. Coincidentally, he had Jordan, and then he had Kobe and Shaq. Like, this is not one of those situations where we have to have this against each other. But players are more responsible for championships. Players are more responsible for organizations having success over a long period of time. You don't think Willie McGinnis and Vince Wilfork and Richard Seymour and all of those, James, all of those guys that played defense for the New England Patriots had a lot to do with the Patriot way as well. That's where I disagree with Danny Amendola. But I guarantee you this, they wouldn't have went to 9 without Tom Brady at quarterback. And that was the most important part of that whole situation. Because even though they gave up 18 points, Jeff, when they got the Super Bowls, Tom Brady had to pull last-minute drives and do all of these things. Had to mount a comeback against the Atlanta Falcons. How you like that defensive game plan early in the game? So, look, I'm more players. I'm more for the players being the reason.
Listen, they had 3 points until they came back, so you can't say it's all on the defense. Like, everybody was playing bad till the end. But think about it. They stopped the greatest show on turf. The Colts, which I was a part of, one of the most prolific offensive, they held us to 3 points in AFC Championship games. Like, this isn't just Tom Brady. Vinatieri bust out 2 really important kicks, right? So it's all of it. My whole point with Amendola is you can't just credit one guy with all these things. And the guys you just named, listen, the Hall of Fame should be littered with guys from the Patriots defense. I can assure you, I saw them one-on-one. I understand how good those cats were. So the game plan they placed together, man, it is freaking for real. And by the way, Belichick put that together. So you got to give him some kind of credit. By the way, Amendola, he gave you a job. So come on, man. Like, give me a break.
Belichick was a defensive coordinator before he got to the Patriots. Quick final thought, Graziano. Where do you fall on all this?
Well, my first thought was we had Danny Amendola on a 90-minute NFL Live last summer, and I was begging him to say something this interesting the whole show, and he didn't. So I wonder where this was then. But look, Bill Belichick's not going to win 6 Super Bowls if he doesn't find the greatest quarterback of all time in the 6th round. Tom Brady's not going to win 6 Super Bowls if Bill Belichick's not as good as he is at maneuvering the salary cap and putting a roster together. To Jeff's point, it's and, not or, and I think that's the key thing to remember here.
No
See,
doubt.
I mean, there's just nothing better than to sum it all up with a reasonable man and a reasonable thought. We'll take our first break. We got so